Hey guys, I'm working on a two-wheel drive Traxxas Stampede, and the slipper clutch adjustment is what I'm working on right now. I watched a lot of videos on YouTube, and it seems like most people are addressing the slipper clutch adjustment on the four-wheel drive model, and I'm not seeing a whole lot of information on the two-wheel drive. So I've done a little bit of research. I've done some of my own testing. The proper way to adjust a slipper clutch is to, if you're going to be racing it, you obviously don't want to be breaking your axles or stripping the gears on the spur gear, especially in a race. So the way they recommend to properly adjust a slipper clutch is basically you want to turn this screw all the way in and then back it out one full turn. Then you set it on the ground and you mark 2 feet in front of the vehicle, and you nail the throttle as hard as you can. And when you reach the 2-foot section, the line that you've drawn, your engine should quit revving out and be fully engaged. If the motor's still revving out, then you need to tighten up the clutch some more. The point of this is that once you reach the 2-foot mark, the engine should be fully engaged and you should be motivating forward. So if you're still too tight and you don't hear the engine revving out, you would loosen it more. And if it was too loose and the engine was still revving, you would loosen it more. I don't know if I just repeated myself, but you know, you get the point. If it's too loose, you tighten it. If it's too tight, you loosen it. Anyway, now I did some of my own experimenting. I have the stock XL5 with the Titan 12-turn motor. So my understanding is if you turn the screw all the way in and turn it out 1/4 of a turn, that is the stock setting that they recommend from Traxxas. Okay, so I did all my little bit of experimenting, and basically Traxxas sets this truck up for hardcore wheeling, jumping, and everything else, so they don't really care if something breaks. Of course, they've built it durable, so I guess they do care. You know, but you get my point. It's not set up for the racetrack. It's set up to, you know, pound the dirt and ride wheelies and stuff. So if you strip a gear out, they've set this up so you can replace this gear pretty easily by removing these 3 screws right here. The spur gear just pops off and you can pop a new one on. But in any case, if you're gonna be racing the car, I've found about 3/4 of a turn is a good setting for the 12-turn motor. Now you got to remember, if you add a bigger motor to the car, like a brushless motor, it's going to have more torque, so you may need to tighten the clutch more. So, but basically for this setup, if I'm at the track racing, I can basically be about 3/4, somewhere between half and 3/4. So I'd start at 3/4. If you're gonna take the car out and you want to bash on it and whatever, I'm finding that a 1/2 a turn is working fine for me with the 12-turn motor with the 7-cell battery. Now if I were to go to an 8-cell battery, I would be adding more torque, and I would be adding you know, the extra cell, I'd be adding more torque. So I may need to tighten that clutch back up that other 1/4 of a turn. But right now with the 7-cell battery, the way I'm set up, I'm at a 1/2 a turn. If you want to set it up the way the factory sets it up right out of the box, it's a 1/4 of a turn. That's where it should be. If you want to take a little bit less of a chance on breaking gears, I would loosen it up that extra 1/4 of a turn and run it at a 1/2. Again, I'm running wheelies and everything else with no problem. I'm running at a 1/2 a turn with a 7-cell. If you're running a brushless, you're definitely going to probably have to tighten it up more because you're going to have more torque. But anyway, that's the setting I found. Again, if you want to set it to the factory setting, it's 1/4 turn. I would loosen it up at least a half, another 1/4 of a turn basically to a 1/2, especially if it's for one of your young kids and they're going to be smashing it into walls a lot and things like that. When they're gassing it and running into the wall, that's when you tend to break gears and things like that. So if you loosen this up, if you want them riding wheelies, you loosen it up to a 1/2 a turn, you know, but it's still going to help with a little bit of slip. If you don't want them riding wheelies and you want to make sure the car is just not going to break, basically, you're not going to be ripping up spear gears, I would set this to 3/4 of a turn, and then you won't be worrying about stripping gears and anything else, but you won't be able to ride wheelies, which is good for the track. You really don't want to ride wheelies. So anyway, I hope that helped you guys.